to LFFL Primetime, the fastest 5 minutes in the LFFL universe. Going to get you caught up on last week's action, looking ahead to this week's action. And as always, we will start in the original league. We had Todd pulling it out over Phil on Monday Night Football. Todd now moves a game ahead of everyone else at 9-3. That's because I was able to beat Miles. Eric was able to beat Josh. Drops those two down to 8-4 in a tie with me for second place. Your other winners this week were Matt and Bill. Greg sitting at 7-5, just a game out of the second the second bye week position. And Bill solidifies his playoff position at 6-6 with his win. Eric and Andy do hold out hopes at 4-8 of catching Bill. And Matt and Phil both sit at 3-9 and are officially eliminated at this point. Josh taking on Miles this week. They have not met this year. Josh has won the first two meetings between these two franchises. Todd taking on Andy. Andy, your winner in week 4. However, Todd does have a 15-14 lead in the series. Got Greg taking on Phil. Greg won the week 3 game and does hold the 17-16 lead in the series. We've got Matt taking on Eric. Matt, the week 4 win and the 27-25 series lead. And finally, I am taking on Bill. I was able to beat Bill earlier this season and do hold a 17-13 lead in this series. Look at the LFFL 2 over here. Bill beats Andy. Greg beats Miles. Merrill's over Phil. Todd over Sean. Eric over myself. Andy's loss drops him back within a game of Greg, who wins to pull into a game within a game of Andy. 3 teams at 7-5. Eric, Bill, and Sean all still very much in the mix here. Merrill's still very much alive, scoring a lot of points recently, even at 6-6, can still get home if the right sequence of events happens. Todd at 5-7. Myself and Miles at 4-8, Phil 3-9. This week, Andy taking on Sean, Greg taking on Eric, Bill taking on Phil, Todd taking on Miles, Merrill's taking on myself. LFFL 3, Matt Merrill needed a win this week, got a big one. High score of the week over Miles. Eric beats Andy, Matt Brennan beats Sean, Bill beats Todd, Phil beats Nate, Greg beats myself. Basically, all the top teams in this league won. Phil 9-3, Miles, Eric, Matt Brennan, Bill all at 8-4. Solidified their playoff positions at this point. Todd and Andy, 6-6, tied for that final playoff spot. Matt breathing down their necks, pulls within a game. He has a substantially more points scored than either of those teams. So if he can just catch one more game on them, he will make the playoffs. Greg, 5-7, also holding on some playoff hopes, but not nearly in as good a position as Matt is. Sean and myself, 4-8. And Nate 1-11 this week. Phil taking on Miles, Matt Brennan taking on Andy, Eric taking on Sean, Bill taking on Greg, Matt Merrill taking on Nate, Todd taking on myself. Real quick, I just wanted to note here, to tell you how low scoring a year this has been, Matt Merrill's current league leading average is 104 points per game. That would be the lowest ever for the leader in this league if that holds. LFFL 4, we talked about this before. Eric got the win this Sunday. However, I do hold a slight lead in the season series. LFFL 5, we are going to start the playoffs this week. We have traditionally started the playoffs in week 13. I didn't make a decision about something really cool to do with that extra week. However, since we have byes in weeks 13 and 14, I thought it would be cool just to add an extra semifinal week. So we're going to play in semifinals 13 through 15 to help kind of ease the byes over here. And then we'll have our traditional 2-week Super Bowl in 16 and 17. This week, Greg beat Bill by 2 points. That dropped Bill into a tie with Greg and myself after I beat Eric. This means if there's a point scored, I'm going to be the 1 seed. Greg and Bill will be the 2 and 3 seed. Eric will be the 4 seed. Your other winners this week, Sean, Andy, and Miles. Looking at your semifinals, let's preview this for you. Regular season, Bill versus Greg. They split the matchups. Bill won in week 4, Greg won in week 12. Career-wise, Greg, the 5-3 lead in the series, 1-0 in the playoffs. That's right, they met last year. Bill's first ever trip to the playoffs. Greg beat Bill in last year's semifinals, and it wasn't particularly close. Greg holds a 4-2 playoff record, 3-0 in a semifinal games, has made the Super Bowl all 3 of the previous years in this league. He's the only team to now appear in the playoffs every season this league's been in existence. Regular season over here, Casey versus Eric. I was able to win both regular season games, actually 2 of my better scores this year. Career series, I have a 4-2 lead in the series over Eric. This is Eric's 3rd straight playoff appearance. However, he has lost in the semifinals his first 2 trips. I did not make the playoffs last year. However, I did win this league the first 2 years, so I do sport a 4-0 playoff record. Good luck to all the playoff teams as we embark on a 3-week semi-final. LFFL 6, we have a new leader. Slick has jumped back over Phil. Josh and Greg hanging in 3rd and 4th. LFFL 7, Josh, your elimination. Josh, only the 3rd time in 35 weeks he has suffered elimination. Really impressive stuff. By far the career leader in that. Sean, Eric, or Greg will be your winner. LFFL 8, Phil continues to have a lead. Greg and myself sit in 2nd and 3rd. And then finally over here, our final 4, Phil, a nice substantial lead over Jeremy. Todd absolutely crushing Eric right now. Final week of this right now. So if you need to make a change, none of you 4 have made a change, get a change to me. Finally, LFFL Player of the Year, Greg still holds the lead here. Eric jumped up into 2nd over Josh, who does sit in 3rd. Good luck this week.